Hi everybody, so it's Emma from Pixies Productions and today we're doing something slightly different. So yesterday I downloaded and uploaded the video of the product unboxing that we're doing. It's the Cute Pony 3D model. So in the video yesterday you'll have seen all these pieces in pieces of card. I've actually separated them all just to make it slightly shorter video, and then that way I can actually just create the piece. So what I'm going to do instead of using the glue, I'm going to actually use double-sided sticky tape, so that way there won't be any issue of waiting for the glue to dry whilst we're doing the product. So what you want to do is, like I said before, these all came in A3 pieces of card. And I've separated all of them, as you can see in the box there. So basically what you do with these is, if you look on there are two different types of line. You've got the solid line and then you've got the dotted line. The dotted line you fold like that so that the actual piece of cardboard is bent this way. And then on the solid lines you fold it in on itself, so that you can't see the line. So I'll quickly do that with all of these. These were already pre-scored, so it was quite easy to fold them into the shape that they needed to be. So you start off with number 1, and then number 1 will connect to number 2, and then so on and so forth. So what I'm going to do, best way to do it is like on this piece. You can see 217s on this tab, and then there's a 217 on this. So what I'll do is I'll put the double-sided sticky tape on this tab and then stick it like that, so it actually makes like a triangle sort of shape. So we will start. Cheers. So we want this piece to stick like that, and then line it up with the edge. So as you can see there, it is just on the tab. I'm going to actually score around the tab, so obviously it is just one piece. As you can see underneath me I have a piece of cardboard, so that way I do not damage the desk underneath. I just hope I'm scoring it deep enough so it'll come off. So even though I'm using double-sided sticky tape, this may take a bit because I'm going to cut them into shape. But like I said, the glue does take a little bit longer to actually dry than what I'd really want for a video. And I'm obviously going to try and do as much of the video as I can in this live video. But obviously if it ends up being too long or I need a break, I'll obviously not do any more so that you actually see the full process on the video. This was a product sent to me by WizardiArt. So if you are interested in these, either go check them out or PM me or even drop a comment below and I can give you the link. So that's actually stuck now into shape. I don't know if you can see that well. So this tab here is 220. Which then connects to 220 here. So I'll do this again. I want to line up the edge of the tape. There we go. And then I'm scoring the tape again. So that way there's no excess. And then no other pieces will stick to each other. If you are watching, drop a hi. Don't have to. It'd be nice to say hello though. round. There we go. Does it not go that way?
No.
No. Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's not.
no comment. I see.
The reason I did it.
There we go. My new glasses are good for something. So then give it a rub to make sure the double-sided tape actually sticks. And then peel it off. So 1220 connects to 220 here. So I shall do that now. These are a bit fiddly, but when they are done, they are a great project. And I honestly couldn't wait to start this, as I did them as a child and they were one of my favourite hobbies, to be honest. So I couldn't wait to do this and show you all. There we go. And pop it back into place. So on this piece there's another one to attach. So this one's 218, and as you can see there it says 218. I hope you can see this properly. So I'll line up the tape again. This is a bit fiddly, so if you are wanting to do this with a child, just make sure you've got an adult about. You don't need scissors, like it says on the box, but it just might help to have an extra set of hands. And that was the phone falling over that I was trying to make sure you could see any comments so I don't miss a thing. So I'm just scarring this currently. Like I said, you can use the glue, but as I'm wanting to try and do the model as much as I can in this video, it's just easier to use the tape. So then it'll actually stick straight away. And there's no waiting for the glue to dry to move on to the next piece. So I'm just peeling off the double-sided sticky tape. And then that piece, very fiddly, wants to go on there, like that. So this is number one piece complete. So now that that's all in shape, we get number two. So I'm just going to sit that there for a minute, and I need to fold this one out, so I'll currently show you. There we go. So that one goes like that, so the line is actually seeable, and then the full black line folds inwards on itself, so you don't actually see the line, if that makes sense. You can do it with a ruler. There's no real need, as these have already been scored, so they are quite easy to fold. And then that one goes in, and that one goes in, that one goes in. So there's this one. There we go. And then this one goes out because it's a dotted line. And then all the black solid lines fold in on themselves. So maybe just keep that folded, and then that one will fold in. Yeah, like that. Oh. And then this tab goes in. This one goes into. It does come with an instruction booklet, so that way, if you've never done this before, you do know what you're doing. That one goes in, and then that one. So it should be all of them lines now folded. Yep. So this has some numbers that match already. So I'm going to make this into its shape first and then attach it to this piece. So we have 198 that attaches. I might actually score this down so I can use it. On a straight ledge, so I'm not wasting it. So 198. Oh, it's stuck to my finger. And then this goes on this tab. Line it up so that it will all stick. There we go. And then score it. And this is fiddly. Do it that way, and then I'm not scoring any of the pink card. Better to work against it, so not dragging the sticky up. That way. And then when you are taking these off the A4 pieces of paper, just be very careful, as they are cut, but sometimes they don't like to come away from the cardboard. So just do it very carefully and take your time, and you shouldn't have any issues. And then you just need to do that top one again. Oh, and this bit again. Some of it's cut and some of it's not. There we go. I'll pull that away. And then peel this tape off. And then they all fold inwards like that. So as you see, it's starting to take shape. So there's a 201 here tab and a 201 there. So we're going to stick some more tape on it. See if I can get it on there. Just. Really, to be honest, if you were doing this, you'd normally have a scoring mat underneath you that self-heals. But I don't quite have one of them yet. But I'm looking into getting one at some point, because I'm hoping to do more of these models as we go along. They have some amazing other ones on Wizardy. They had dinosaur heads. They even have a pumpkin as we're getting close to Halloween. And there's some other ones that I can't quite remember off the top of my head. But it's definitely worth checking them out. So as you can see, that's looking a bit more like a triangle. Oh, and there's another one. So that's 200 tab and a 200 tab, and they stick together. And I think that's the last one on this one. So next what we do is we'll join this piece to the first piece that we did. Stick it there. Yep, and then we'll score it. So as you can see, when it starts to take shape, it's a bit harder to actually do it with double-sided, because you've got to sort of lay it flat with the piece that. Trying to think whether I've got any scissors. Oh, scissors might be easier. Have we got any scissors anywhere? I know I have somewhere. I just can't think off the top of my head where they would be.
Quite likely in your crafting drawers.
Most likely.
What, like they do?
Yeah, they do. And in that way I don't have to lay it to score it. Thank you. So taking that double-sided tape cover off, and then this piece matches to that piece. You see that? Slowly taking shape. Hi everybody that's watching. So now we have number 2 and number 1. We have to connect these together. So this one has 221 and then this piece here had 221. So I'm going to stick some tape on this piece. Making sure that, yeah, that lines up nicely. See whether scissors make it easier. Oh yes, much easier. And then straight down. And there we go. Take the white protection sheet off. So this was tab 221, matching it up with 221 on this piece. And there we go. And then I have a feeling that these two match, yeah. So I've got 202 here and 202 here. So again, I'm going to stick the tape on. Maybe even just cut a piece out. Mandy, we are making a cute 3D pony today. If you were in on the page yesterday, we dropped the unboxing video yesterday. I'll quickly show you a picture of it in a minute, as the box actually has the picture already on. There we go. So this time I'm just cheating and cutting out a small piece to see whether that will work. Whether you've got to cover the whole tab or not, I'm not quite sure, as I didn't do it with masking tape when I was younger. I used to do it with the glue. I used to have to peg each tab together and leave it for about 5-10 seconds, and it does glue together quite well. But as I'm trying to do it in one video, so there is part of the main. For Mandy, who's just asked what are we making, this is what we're making. It's a 3D cute pony model. It has a complexity of 3 and it goes up to 5, so I'd say this is a medium kit. There's no scissors needed as all the pieces are cut up, and normally you'd use this glue to stick the tabs together. But like I said, I'm using double-sided tape just to make it easier, so that I don't have to wait for the glue to dry. as I've just said, the glue's included, and it could take up to 3 hours to create. So when I actually received this, all these pieces were in A4 card, and I've pulled them out of the card, and then you just have all the pieces like this. This is our next piece, and where each line is, you fold the line. There's two methods of folding the line. This solid line, you fold in on itself, like that. So you can't actually see the line now, it's all gone. Or the other one is this dotted line. When you have a dotted line like this, you have to fold it out. And as you can tell, that's folded now, but you can actually see the line and you can still see all this print. So yet again, this is a solid line, so you fold it in on itself. It is super cute. It's from WizardiArt. If you'd like a link, I will drop it in the comments if you could do that for me, Jake.
Yeah.
So basically, after you've folded all these pieces, you look on the piece and see whether you've got any matching numbers. So actually, on this piece, none of the tabs match. So you don't glue this. Could take me 12 hours to make. Well, because I was young once and I was into crafting, I was probably about 14. I'd already previously done these. I used to own the 3D dolphin. I'd done a horse. I've done loads of them. I absolutely loved them as a kid, hence why I thought I'd try it again now. I've actually found somebody who sells them again. I was quite impressed when I saw them. I need a better way to stand that up. Let me see whether this box works, so I'm not messing around with it too much. Let me see. No, it doesn't work any better. Oh, I know what to stop it falling over. I use my varnish. There we go. It's a bit heavier, so it keeps it warm. So we're trying to match number 3 onto most likely number 2, I think. So let me have a quick look at numbers. So I've got 161, which is there. And then in this piece that's already 1 and 2, we've got 261 there. So I'm going to cut a piece of tape. No, that one didn't work. Might actually score it. That might work. There we go. And then pull it off. So 261, placing a bit of tape on there, give it a rub, and then attach this piece to this piece. Oh, and we've got another matching number. So there we go. So that's actually attached. So then we've got 219 here. And then, I'm not sure if you can see that one. That says 219 as well. So, cut another piece of tape. I'm stuck to it. I mean, at this rate, I may even try the glue, because it might stick. It might be better than wasting all my tape. Oh, I don't know. So, giving it a rub, take off the side that makes it non-sticky, and then line it up with the towel, and there we go. We have now got a white piece on the pink pieces. So I'm just having a look to see whether there's any more numbers that match. No. So now we have to find piece number 4. So I'm actually going to get these out of the box. Aha! Found number 4. I'm going to put that there so I don't lose it in the box. And then put these pink pieces separate. Most of the pink pieces are like the mane and the hooves and the tail. And then the most of the pieces are the pony. Because this is the model we're doing. I'll put it there just in case anybody asks me. These are appropriate for 14 plus. So if you were slightly younger than that and you wanted to do one, just make sure you do it with an adult because they are quite fiddly. So we have dotted and we have straight lines. So on the dotted lines we fold them out and out again. And then the full solid lines we fold in on themselves. Like I said, they're quite easy to do as they're pre-scored, so they just sort of fall into place. Don't really need a ruler. I did have one just in case, as you could probably tell. And then that one goes in, that one goes out, in, and in again. I like to try and make this piece into a shape before trying to attach it to the model itself. So I'm going to have a quick look, and by the looks of things we've got 2 tabs that we can do. So 266, which is this tab, that's why the number's above it, goes on to 266 here. So it'll look like that when it's stuck down. So they start taking shape. I'm going to quickly just try it with the glue, just to show you how the glue works, I think. Just so that way we're using the full product. I put the eyelashes in there, as I didn't want to lose them. I don't know whether you can see them on there or not. But that's how all the pieces came. They're on cardboard like that, and then you just separate them. You don't need scissors to separate them either. Oh wow, it came with a little lid. So we've got 266 here. Do you have to squeeze quite hard, or is it got a cap on? Let me have a look. No, it should be coming out. Maybe I just got to squeeze a little bit harder. Which is pretty hard when you've got a sore wrist. Maybe use both hands. Because I can tell it's coming out. Oh. It needs cutting. Oh. Trust me. It's only something I could do. There we go. Now it should come out. There we go. Cooking. Sorry about that. So just line them up, and then you have to hold it for like a few seconds just to make sure that it actually seals. Oh, that dried quite quick. In my old ones, they didn't dry that fast. That's why I was a bit worried about using the glue. Oh, we've got 3 that match here. So this one's 265 tab, and then that goes to here. We'll stick this one down. You don't really need a lot of glue, as you can see. I don't know whether you can actually tell or not. I've just put a little line on, and then line them up. Maybe needs folding in a little bit. There we go. And then hold it so that the glue has time to set. There we go. And then we have a 264, which matches the 264 there. So yeah, again, put a little bit more glue on. Need to fold that tab in a little bit. It is rather fiddly, but once you get the hang of it, you do know what you're doing quite quickly. Just make sure you're sealing the glue so that way there is no popping and making it doesn't hold shape. So there we go, there's that piece completed. So now what we do from there is we see whether we can attach this to the piece we've already made here. Now that one matches there, I think, and then I think that one goes there, and then I think that one will be done. Yeah, so I'm going to start by putting a little bit of glue here on this tab. So this tab was 263 and this connects to the 263 there. So the grey is, oh, there we go, stuck it. That's quite easy. So it's going to struggle then. And then we've got 262. A bit more glue on this. And then that one attaches inside this one. I think we've got a little ear going on by the looks of things, yeah. So you're just going to make sure none of the others connect, which by the looks of things they don't. So our next piece is number 5. So let's have a look and see whether I can find number 5. Right, let's have a look, what's that? So they go together, 30, 30, another 20, that one goes 30. You quickly just sort these out into numbers, so that way it's not going to take me ages to find them all. 23 from there. That's either a, yeah, that's a 6, and then 10 goes on top of that one. 18 goes there. Ah, number 5. So just move these over as I found number 5. And that's my next piece. So dotted lines, fold out, solid lines, fold in. Then I'm going to see whether we've got any matching pieces. And I don't actually think we do for this one. No. So basically I take number 5 and somewhere on this model it will attach. So looking at the numbers we have, where does it attach? Where does it attach? This is probably actually the hardest part, is trying to find the numbers to match them all up. Aha! So it doesn't actually attach to any of the pieces we've previously done. It attaches to number 1. So I have 238 and then 238 at the bottom tab there. So I'm going to put a bit of glue on that. Also doing this, I also need to remember to make sure I get my broom, or else it's going to go cold. So just hold it on for a few seconds and then it should be okay to let go, like that. So then I have 197 here and 197 there. So I'm going to glue them together. I know that's what I just said. You get it now. You know what I'm like for brews and crafting, Jake. Just don't mix. Oh, don't jinx me. Aha! It's not. It's okay. It's cold. And that's what I mean. When you're crafting, always drink your brew first, or else it goes cold. I'm sure there's a load of crafters out there that know what I'm talking about.
Don't new one, are you alright?
Yes, I'd like a new one. So I'm just currently checking to see whether any of the other numbers match up, which I don't think they do. So the next piece is number 6. So on this one, to make sure that you're actually getting the right number, it has a dot, so you know that that's number 6. And I'll quickly just see whether I can find number 9. And hopefully number 9 will have the dot on too. 35, 37, 22, 31, 12, 20. So number 9 must actually be a bit of a pink bit. So let's have a look. Well, there's number 8 there. They come in plenty of different funky shapes and sizes, which is always fun. Still trying to find this number 9. What should be one of the last ones in the pile? Normally is. There we go. I've seen it. So as I was saying, number 9's also got a dot near it, so that you know that that's definitely number 9. That's half the reason I wanted to check it as well, because I'd hate to be sticking the wrong one down. So dotted lines, fold out, and then that one's fold out too, and then all the solid lines you fold inwards. It does come with an instruction sheet, so don't panic if you're not too sure. It came in 2 different languages, which I thought was pretty cool as well. So they're all folded in now. And then what I like to do is make it into a shape. So if any of the numbers connect, like 244, like what we have here, I put a little bit of glue on. Not too much, or else it will take a while to dry. Just a dab. And then hold it into place whilst it dries. It doesn't take very long. It takes about 5 seconds. And then boom, it's all done. And then there's 2, 4, 3 here. So another piece of glue. And then stick that into place. If you are struggling, just ask somebody for help. I'm sure there'll be somebody about. If there is nobody about and you are really, really struggling, if you go to a Poundland or dollar store, you can pick up little wooden pegs, the tiny ones. You can use them to hold it into place. So like, you could have clipped it there, and you could have clipped it there, just to hold it into place whilst it was drying. I'm not actually having too much problem with this one. When I was a kid, I used to have to do it all the time because it was super fiddly and I wouldn't ask for help. Everybody was always busy. Mum's always cooking and cleaning, and my dad was always working. Well, I think we've got another ear here. I think that's stuck. Yeah. So now we take this piece that we've just made up, look for any matching numbers. So I'm looking for either 241. Aha! 241 was the one I needed. So a little bit of glue here. Not too much, as it takes a while to dry if you put too much on. I've stuck that in place. I think it's stuck already. And then that also attaches to this tab. And then that one glues onto there. There. Oh, that is it. It's not stuck yet. Okay, an extra 2 seconds. Oh, I might not have put enough on. So if you don't put enough on, like I've just done there, it won't stick. So just give it a little bit more. And then put temp 2. Oh, and I've just unstuck the other one. Extra bit of glue on that one. People are commenting and I'm not too sure where they're commenting. It might be on my other page. I'm not ignoring you, I'm just currently on Pixies Productions. So if anybody's on Pixies Productions 5D diamond painting, jump over to Pixies Productions, as that's actually going to be the crafting page. So if I do resin art or crocheting or knitting, if people are interested in watching, it'll be on Pixies Productions. As Pixies Productions 5D diamond paintings more for the actual diamond painting kits. Right, so that has actually dried. There we go. So this is what we have so far. It's starting to look like the main, which I'll show you in a minute on the box so that you know what I'm talking about. It's looking pretty cool. So just to show you, this is what we're making at the moment, and we have currently got this bit done and the ear, and obviously the ear on the other side, which you can't obviously see. So what piece were we just on? 6. So I need to find number 7. I'm going to actually move that so I don't cut myself, as I had my first injury opening up this box. I don't know whether it's a white piece that I'm looking for, or is it a pink piece? I just know it's number 7. I think we're looking at a pink piece. So there's number 8, so we'll put that to the side as that'll be the next one we use. After number 7. Aha! Number 7. So fold the pieces. Dotted lines are outies. Solid lines are folding in on itself. Dotted lines are folding out so that you can see the ink for anybody who's just tuning in. And then fold it in. That's an innie. That one's an innie. That one's an outie. That one's an outie. And then the final one is an innie. So what I do is I match the numbers up if there is one. Yeah. So we've got 208. So 208 needs a bit of glue on. Spread it about a bit. There we go. And then that way it'll hold a bit better. There we go. Have a quick look around, make sure there's no more, which I don't think there is. So once this is dried, we try and attempt to attach it to this piece. Aha, so we've got 199 and 199 there. So there's quite a few pieces to attach this to, by the looks of things. Spreading it out. And then we want to try and get that piece there. Hold that in and stuff. Just making sure it lines up. Hi everybody, if you're just tuning in, we are making a 3D model of a cute pony. It's made out of paper. And it's not meant to be that hard, but we shall see. At the moment, we've managed to do 7 pieces. And we're starting to get a shape now. Hello room. Not that anybody can see yet. Having a good old scratch. So this is where it gets a bit more fiddly because we're actually attaching this to all the tabs so that the ears attached to the mane. Oh, that one does stick there as well. So there's quite a few tabs to be glued together. As you can see there, I don't know if you can see it that well, I've just been spreading it across rather than just having a little dot, as it helps it actually stick a bit better. I'm going to actually try, whilst that one's gluing itself, to get that tab where it's meant to be. Yeah, there. There we go, I think that one's stuck. And then we want to do this one, which is 267, which is a little bit more fiddlier. Can't actually see. There we go. Oh. There we go. So whilst this one's actually putting in place, I'm going to try and put these ones where they're meant to be. So that way when I'm gluing them, I don't have to pull a newly glued tab, because that's when they will pop off. There we go. I think that one should hold. Right, so now I'm on 213. Just fold that in on itself a little bit. And then dab it. So this is actually trying to attach the ears to the mane. And this is where it gets fiddly. There we go. And that one. Hold it for 5 seconds and the glue sticks. So we do it again for 245, which then matches to 245 on the new piece. You only really need 2 dots of glue and then use the nozzle to actually spread it onto the tab, and then that way it should get a good hold. Oh. There we go. And that's what we're looking like so far. Got 2 ears and a bit of mane going. So now that we've stuck number 7 on, we go to number 8. Solid lines in, dotted lines out, like that, so that you can still see the ink. Solid lines in, so once that's folded over, you can't actually see that line that I've just folded. And same with the rest of them. And then what I tend to do is make sure I don't have any numbers that match on the piece. So as you can see here, 215, 215. So I actually stick a bit of glue on there and then spread it over like that, and then stick it together like so. I'm doing this video so that you can actually see the process of actually making a whole 3D model. Hopefully it won't take too long. It says on the box that it should be 3 hours, but we haven't done one of these for a while. Normally the boxes are quite accurate. I remember when I was doing them as a kid, they did generally, the complexity was right for definite. They may take a little bit longer if you're having trouble, but they do tend to be, they're not a short project, obviously, because you've got to find the right numbers to attach them all to, which at the moment, I have no idea where this one goes. Aha! There. It's right into my nose. And then spread that across. You really don't need much glue on each tab, to be honest. If you put too much glue on it, it will take longer to dry and set. So, really, to be honest, the whole bottle that I've got there, that I'm using, that came in the kit, so that should be all that's really needed. If it's not, you might be using too much. But they do say use more to make sure it sticks. And PVA glue, which is what that is, doesn't really cost that much. So if you do run out, just nip to your dollar store and I'm sure you'll be able to pick up some more for quite cheap. Just get the glue in on that tab there. Don't be putting glue on the other side, like where the number matches up, as you may just end up using too much and you might end up sticking other pieces together that aren't meant to be stuck together. So always make sure you put the glue on the tab and not on the number that it matches to. There we go. So that was number 8 piece. Now we need number 9, which is there. And you're just going to make sure this is stuck down first before moving on. And it seems to be coming along nicely. So dotted lines are outies, which means folding it so you can see the ink, and the solid line is folding it in on itself so you can't see the printed side. They are already scored, so there's no need for really a ruler. You can use a ruler though if you feel more comfortable making sure your lines are straight. I was going to, but I'm not really having that much trouble. So it's just there in case. And then that one goes out. And then in. And then in. And then this one goes out. I tend to start at the corners just so that way you don't end up with a wonky line. That might be helpful for anybody who's just doing their first one. And then what I tend to do is look on the piece and see whether there's any matching numbers. Now, I don't think there is on this one. No. So then I pick up the pieces that are already glued together and try and match them up from there. So I can see a 231. Now, like I said before, don't just put glue on here because you don't know what size the tab is. Always make sure you put it on the tab itself. So then that way you're not going to put too much on. And that's really all you need. You don't really need a lot, and it dries super quick. I was using double-sided sticky tape to start this project, as I was a bit unsure on how long the glue would take to dry. But as you can tell, it really doesn't take that long, and I switched to the glue rather than the tape, as the tape was a little bit more awkward. And that's it already stuck. So it really doesn't take that long at all. And you're just going to see...
What's the tip there, Emma? Don't second guess yourself before you actually try.
Well, it's because when I was younger, when I used to do them, they weren't as quick drying when I used to do them. That. And as a kid, you tend to put too much glue on, let's be honest. So, now that I'm a bit older, this is actually a lot easier. I remember spending hours on hours trying to do these. And like I said, I used to have to use wooden little pegs and all sorts. Kirby grips. Kirby grips is another one. If you're a girl, I bet you have Kirby grips all over the house. Now if you wanted to, you just slide a Kirby grip into there and hold it on. And obviously before you glue the next tab down, take it off, or else you'll end up with Kirby grips in your project. But there's all sorts of little tools that you could use to hold it. I won't. And then try and smudge that out a bit. I don't think there's enough on there yet. If you're not too bothered about getting your finger wet or messy, just rub it with your finger if you can't spread it with the glue nozzle, because sometimes when you do get pieces actually sticking together, it does get a little bit more fiddlier to get the glue nozzle in there. There we go. Each fold lines up quite easily with the tab as well, so it should keep its shape. Let's see whether that's stuck. Yeah. And then we've got another one here that sticks to this one. And then I think that's this one done. So then we'll be on number 10. There we go. Just hold it for a little bit longer so it's definitely set. And there we are, starting to come together very, very nicely. You commenting on what link? And then number 10 piece. So we've just done 9, now we're on to 10. It's one thing that's really good about these kits is they don't expect you to just pick up a piece and make sure it all matches. It is actually numbered in order. So you go from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 and etc. So they are quite helpfully marked out. And then that one goes out. And I'm just going to quickly check that there's no matching ones on this one. No. So get your piece that you've already done and work out where it connects. Now this can be the hardest piece because number 10 doesn't always connect to number 9. That's the only thing. So you do have to look around a little bit. Aha, it connects here. So I've got 232 here. And then very delicately 232 on this tab here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it over so that I can see the tab. And I put glue on it. Oh, on the wrong side because I've got shaky hands today. Make sure you've got glue all over it and then spread it out. So that we're not going to have loads of glue just pouring out of one side. Should be even. And then make sure you're sticking the right tab together, which is 232. Nicely sticking. And I've lined that up with the fold. If you can see there. That fold there and the line on the white card matches that. So now that that's stuck, we have to somehow manage to get this tab here into this ear because this is going to connect these pieces around to this piece. So this is where it does get a bit fiddly. Sometimes it's just easier to try and bend the tab back on itself, even though it was an outie, which is the dotted lines. Fold it in on itself, and then when you get it lined up, fold it back out so that it's an outie, which is the dotted line. So I'll put the... Oh no, it's not. Yeah, it is. I was reading the numbers backwards. I thought it says 982, but it's not. It's 286. And then that will fold out like that. And it actually goes back into shape. It's a shame that we don't have a head camera because you'd be able to actually see close up what I'm doing. So then 260 is this tab and 260 is there. So you just quickly put a dab of glue on there. Make sure you spread it out with the nozzle. One good thing about these bottles is that nozzle. It helps a lot. Just so that you spread it out. You don't have to use your finger. Whereas when I was younger, they just had a little bit of the nozzle, which isn't really helpful. So they've definitely come along since I was younger. And quite enjoying this. And so far, I've not had to shout Jake for help either, which is a bonus. Sometimes they are fiddly and you do just need an extra set of hands. And to be honest, where I taped them seems to be coming undone. So don't use tape, use the glue. I'm just having to squeeze it back in every now and then.